let's define what urbanization is. Urbanization is the process by which rural communities grow to form cities or urban centers, and by extension, the growth and expansion of those cities. What is dangerous about urbanization? Urbanization has negative consequences on the environment and health, due mainly to pollution of natural resources. Furthermore, urbanization impacts food supply systems and lifestyle, which leads to crime and other consequences of social deprivation. In this public service announcement, we address and educate those watching on the negative impact urbanization has on water, air, and human health. The importance of this is because as of 2006, 50% of the world's population lives in non-urbanized societies, and by 2050, less than 30% won't. We begin with the impact urbanization has on our water. Ideally, the natural hydrological cycle for a non-urbanized society functions as described in the following diagram. Essentially, rain falls, some goes underground, some evaporates, and some goes back into the ocean. Urbanization affects all aspects of this cycle. Urban development alters the hydrology, habitat, and water quality of natural streams. Paved roads and drainage systems prevent the natural absorption of precipitation into groundwater, thus overflowing stormwater runoff. As a result, stream flow rises dramatically after a rainfall, which causes erosion of stream beds and banks. Pollutants to our drinking water include fertilizers and pesticides, animal waste, seepage from septic tanks and leakage from sewage lines, automobile fluids and toxic waste products from cleaning supplies and industrial machinery. The greatest negative impact is the removal of agricultural and forested land for urban development, which greatly reduces naturally occurring filtering of water. So how can we fix that? We can use organic solvents and control farm contaminants by applying mitigation tools. We can plant trees on hills and near streams to reduce land runoff. We can look at implementing localized first point execution of water treatment, which uses activated carbon filtration to remove dioxins and radioactive waste before it reaches water treatment facilities. Next, we address the impact urbanization has on the air. Naturally, our airflow goes through a biogeochemical cycle, where nutrients such as oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur are used and recycled. Urban development impacts this biogeochemical cycle by introducing 6 major air pollutants: particle pollution, ground-level ozone, carbon monoxide, sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxides, and lead. The 4 major pollution sources for these pollutants are mobile sources, such as cars, buses, planes, trucks, and trains; stationary sources, such as power plants, oil refineries, industrial facilities, and factories; area sources, such as released micro-air particulates, as well as toxic materials escaping from industrial machinery and vehicles; and lastly, wood-burning fireplaces. The health impacts from these pollutants are asthma, cardiovascular problems, and lung cancer. How can we fix this? According to the EPA, we can reduce the use of gas-powered equipment in cars, reduce burning leaves, trash, and other materials, and implement solar, wind, and water turbines for electricity. Lastly, we look at the impact urbanization has on human health. Some impacts are the rise in crime and mental, physical, and emotional stressors due to overcrowded and therefore polluted environments, light and noise pollution, as well as the violence as a result from the tension of poverty and reduced social support, which all take a toll on the overall human health. How can we fix this? We can empower men and women with access to reproductive health services, which influences the use of birth control and effective family planning. We can make education more entertaining, and the government can give incentives for lifestyle changes. To summarize, while urbanization appears to be the growing trend for societies, we must be aware of the dangers associated with such powerful change. And as a final word on the impacts of urbanization, we must educate ourselves and others so that together we can make changes to lessen our carbon footprint.